Ініціатива під назвою «Свідомі» з контролю за діяльністю.
We will present a new initiative, control over the activities of civil servants in Kyiv Rada, in Kyiv City Council. Oleh Petrovets, MP of the Kyiv City Council, chairman of Svidomi civic initiative. Olena Halushka, MP of the Kyiv City Council, member of the board of Svidomi, and Iryna Troyan, member of the board of Svidomi. Good afternoon. We are happy to welcome you at the press conference of our civic initiative Svidomi, which is exercising the control over the activities of Kyiv city officials. We created our organization in order to achieve transparency and honesty in activities of the city council, and that is why we have become the center of activists and experts who are united in order to exercise the public control. Our principle is to attract maximum public to control over the civil servants. So we have developed already our mechanisms and innovative methods to monitor the civil servants all the time and to monitor their activities. And that is why we are able to analyze and counteract the effects of corruption at the local level. I would like to invite Oleh Petrovets, the founder of Svidomi organization. Colleague, we will not take a lot of your time, but with the background of the problems of aggression, it's very difficult to perceive this initiative, but also together with the external enemy, we have internal one, and it is corruption. And we want to offer to Kyivites to join our initiative. There are many NGOs, and people think, what can we say? How are we different from others? There are three key things how we are different from others. First, we work according to the new method of anti-corruption control. Second, we are in close cooperation and interdependence between the MPs, between the city council members, and also there's an opportunity to create your political career in our organization. So what are the mechanisms of influence of Kyivites on authorities in Kyiv? Many people may say this is elections, the MP is there, but we know that in many cases the MP uses his or her mandate in their own objectives. But basically those who are in power are always afraid of two things. They're afraid of publicity and people in the streets. Talking about publicity, even the draft resolutions, the people do not see that, but our task is what we want to show, what is the corruption component hidden in this draft. And also other people who influence Kyiv Council, people in the street, they will go into the street if they are motivated, if they are shown that this draft is bad and it has a lot of corruptive component. But to explain it to people is our main objective. In this case, the problem is that not just Kyivites do not know what the MPs are voting for. 90% of the MPs of Kyiv Council do not know what they are voting for. It's logical. On the one hand, the MP with the background of a doctor does not understand in the land issues, but he has to understand. People do not know what to vote for, and these methods are very often used by the enemies of our community. And we want to openly and publicly show all the projects which are issued in Kyiv Rada. How we'll be doing it? A lot of, you know, that in Kyiv Rada, in Kyiv Council, there are 15 commissions and MPs work there. What are we doing? We have formulated the groups out of 15 parallel commissions, let's call them alternative public commissions, which in parallel examine the agendas of these commissions. For each next meeting of such commission, the MPs, we come to every commission having expert opinion, having our own position whether to support this decision or not. In this case, we're saying that we have the database which allows us to fight for it at the commission, because the draft is made public only 2 days before the meeting of the commission. The public does not attend the meetings of the commission. As a result, people do not understand, do not see what could be checked. Our organization, our expert groups are researching these issues, and at the meetings of the commission, we are fighting for their conclusions. And that is the first principle of technology of work with our anti-corruption control. The next one is interrelation. You need to understand that MPs depend on activists and activists depend on MPs. Why MPs depend on activists? Because we cannot know everything about everyone. We need people who understand certain things, and we invite them for cooperation. Same way, the activity of the public without the voice in Kyiv Council will be senseless, because they will not be given a floor at the commission. And we need to have this link between MPs and the public, and that produces very good results. In winter, we managed to block approximately 70 draft resolutions which we did not let to the commission meeting.
What are the directions of activity? That's the main is control of procurement. You have lawyers who professionally investigate every procurement in Kyiv. If results show that the procurement had corruption or component, we send a request to police, and then police, when they have this information and laws, they start a criminal case. As a fact, we found 50 procurements. We sent questions to police, and now they started several criminal cases. So this instrument works, but people should be organized for them to be able to get involved and to start working. Third principle, as I told you, career. People who will work with us in commission, they will see methods of work of Kyiv Council, on the system of its work. They will see all underground stones they can go around. In every commission, we have a coordinator who is running that commission, and that's the voice of the group. Everyone who works on a direction, on certain sectors, somebody is a doctor, somebody knows well about healthcare, somebody who knows agriculture. They can work on different committees, because those 15 committees by themselves, they cover everything in Kyiv, all activities. That's why career of anyone who will come and join us will develop, because first of all, they will actively work with deputies in Kyiv Council, and secondly, when we give comments or when we speak in public, give that information in public, we will be more professional. So coordinators of groups, members of the groups, they will take them to TV, to radio. They will be protected with us, and they will give a professional assessment to journalists who need them to understand issues, and they will deliver that the point of such decisions to residents of Kyiv. At the simultaneously, we launch a very interesting project, Conscious Resident, and this will be about utilities. And Olena Halushka, who is the deputy of Kyiv Council, who is the coordinator of that project, he'll give you more details about that. Dear colleagues, I would like to tell you briefly about our project, Conscious Resident. It's an education project. The goal is to inform residents about community services, utilities, and quality. With this project, we would like to provide to residents legal instruments to defend their rights, to protect their rights for quality services, and also will provide consultations and explanations as to how to cooperate with such groups, so organizations like JAC, how to create condominiums and how to work
міст тощо.
with energy efficiency. Program utilities are in a bad shape. About 70% of pipes and sewage are old. Roofs are leaking on territories in backyards of buildings without agreement of residents. They open parking places, so they start building something else at the backyard of existing buildings without active participation of residents to make utilities efficient in Kyiv. It will not work without them. As a deputy, I can give fish to residents when they come with concrete problems through my request, or if I raise this issue at the community, it can be solved. But I would like to give residents a fishing rod to teach them, to explain what kind of what rights they have as to utilities, and to teach them how to protect their rights. Many residents they don't understand that a building is their property, not of the city or of the housing committee. Only you are responsible for your houses. Then it will change conditions of your life, conditions of your relatives and neighbors, because not many think how many energy is lost just because there are no windows in the building, or doors are not hermeneutic, and people are paying for their bills, but they don't think what they're paying for and what they can demand for that money. As a result, they're forced to do what utilities must do, like to check meters for water. That is the issue which is discussed, and that is a duty of executors, of providers of utilities, or to pay for hardly warm water according to tariffs for hot water, or to fix a road at the back as asphalt at the backyard for their own money. It's because residents cannot choose those who provide services. So if we don't have market relations in this sector, monopolists will try to earn from residents. We cannot afford that. We don't want to allow that, and that's why we started such a project. Thank you very much, dear colleagues. And if there is a question, you can ask one comment, and we will finish. It was as it was told about control of the Kyiv Council. We also control procurement and control HR. We not only those who are appointed and who get powers in Kyiv, we analyze the work of public servants and how efficient they are and how they meet interests of the community. That's why our dossier is not static. It's not something static. We will develop a database with the help of which Kyivites will make a conscious choice, educated choice. And then we'll decide during the next elections whom to trust. I would like to present a study project and a research project, and that will allow us to find lobby groups and the groups of interest and who will influence our decisions. In addition to belong into factions, we know that those people can be connected in different ways. They could go together in a school, they could be in political parties, they could have business interests, and when we set up a network, and we will be able to see who and how is related. And if during some dubious enterprise wins, we can see who helped, who lobbied, the decision, and in such a way we can make it public, and we can find those logic links that connect our elites in Kiev, and in such a way we will be able to provide an instrument to control over public servants. Thank you, Rina. Thank you, Olena. We invite you again in a month to tell us about your achievements. Thank you, colleagues. Our next briefing will be in 1 minute. Thank you.